Hello everyone and welcome back to Gradarius Pinball. So today we are doing El Dorado by Gottlieb, released in I think April of 1975, designed by the legendary Ed Krinsky. I think it was 2,875 produced on this one, and it has to be one of my favorite EMs ever. It's probably going to be a pretty short episode because it's also one of the most easy to understand machines I think you could ever play. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, there goes my monitor for whatever reason. There we go. First electromechanical machine on Gradarius Pinball ever. What a milestone. So the objective of this one, if I can get a hold on this ball first. There we go. It's going to make the little flipper noise that all the EMs make. Is you can see kind of around these target banks, and these ones too, where there's this little lit dot that gives you 5,000 points when you hit the corresponding target. Now, if you hit one that's not lit, that was a horrible demonstration, it'll give you 500 points rather than 5,000. So the goal is to hit the one that's lit and get 5,000 points. Of course we died in the process, but it's okay. And so you've got the same thing going up here, and this moves the light downwards, kind of, this way or this way, and so does this little target right here. So yeah, that's how you improve your score on El Dorado. You just keep hitting those lit targets. And once you clear them all out, they do reset if you run out of ones to hit. Okay, let's see here. We're at 11,290. And this is the lit target, so we're going to give it a shot. And hopefully not roll over this, because that would switch it. There we go, 5,000 points. Down the left out lane. This is a 5-ball game, as most EMs tend to be. EM stands for electromechanical, and it is because the score reel and scoring are operated by a physical reel that rotates. Give you your score, which is pretty cool. See if we can post pass and try to hit that. It's going to go for the move spot target. There we go. Got a little ways to go. Could have tilted that in to a flipper on ball 4 here. And there are also, in-lanes and out-lanes that correspond to 5,000 points and are, changed by the target in the rollover. This one is currently lit. We just rolled over that for a nice little 5,000 point bonus down the right out lane. Ball 5. Sometimes you can try to it's horrible. You can try to soft plunge to get the ball to kind of come up through here and then fall through here instead of going straight to the upper flippers. So let's just start another game. That one wasn't my complete best. And see, I see this lit in lane for 5,000, so I'm going to try to soft plunge to maybe have a chance at getting in there. Not quite, a little too hard. And if there was ever a house ball, that is a house ball. I go for that lit 5,000 on the end of that target bank, 5,000 points. Try, maybe can't trap up very well up there. Nearly past that little gate. This target is lit. 5,000 points. And I can see that middle target, it's kind of nestled behind the move spot rollover. So I'm going to hope I can hit that. Not quite, but we did move the target kind of out of the way. 5,000. EMs tend to be so tough for whatever reason. Harder than modern games sometimes. Of course that goes for the, 60s EMs where the flippers are tiny, but then this one too. The third target from the end, 5,000 points. Wonder if you could backhand that move spot target. You can. $5,000 off the lit in lane and $5,000 off the target. For a total of $15,000. We just went over the in lane again. Oh my god. Wasn't great, but we did better our last round with a score of 44,780. Why don't we go at least one more time? So I was going to see if I could try to get down into that in lane. But of course the target is moved again. Backhand that first target, not quite. We did just get 5,000 off that upper lane. Off the second target, 5,000 points. Not catch it on the way back down. Now, if we can do this successfully, it'd be great. There's this lit in lane right past this gate. Give it a shot. A little strong. Can't tilt it out of the right out lane. Ball 3 coming up. One more chance at that. Can't do it. Third target from the left. We missed it, but we did hit the spot target, or the move target. 5,000 points. Tried to get the dead bounce there, didn't really work out. Sitting at 19,600. Lit lane is right here, so I wonder if I can plunge and then just, kind of go straight in there. Nearly. Got pretty close there. Now what I'm going to try to do here is, well, I guess there's enough targets that we can keep trying to score 5,000 off them. Oh, I tilted out. It's unfortunate. Tilting out on El Dorado, since it's an older game, it ends your game completely. So we end with a score of 23,230. Give it another go. And my dogs are going nuts. Their names are Ollie and Dutch. Ollie is 7 years old, about. I think he's an English cream retriever, variation on a golden retriever. And Dutch is a lab puppy. Well, he's not a puppy, but he acts like one. He's about 3, I'd say. In all likelihood, that is the UPS guy. What you were hearing is Ollie. Can't keep it out of the, or can't get it into the lit lane there. 5,000 points. Let's see here. We can salvage this round. 5,000 points off a backhand into the target bank. And there's also a little target behind that pop bumper that's worth 1,000. Points off the middle target on the lower bank. The third target from the right on the top bank is lit. Unsuccessful trap up attempt. Go one more time for good measure. horrible bounce off the pop bumper post. Got this lit in lane. Got it, 5,000 points. Unfortunate. I hate when that happens. It just goes straight into the slingshot post, and it does not return to your control. 5,000 points. This top right drop target I've heard been called the longest shot in pinball because it's just so long. You know, it's a ways away from the left flipper, but the one left to it is lit, so I'm going to try for it. Just to the left. Try to get that ball back to the left flipper. Too much of a trap up. Lower target bank is clear. Can't bounce it over to the left flipper. And now that far right target is lit. Try for the post pass. Or the dead bounce, I'll take either. Longest shot in pinball is completed for 5,000 points. And let's see if we can move that target. We've moved the spot without hitting a target, which is nice. Now it's the far left one. Can't save that. 24,770. One more couldn't hurt. Need a coin. And a true house ball. Let's see if we can just try to get that gently into the lit upper lane. Not on the agenda today. That's a tough target to hit at the upper bank. The third one from the left. The move spot rollover is slightly in the way. We'll see if we can hit that. We did, and without hitting the rollover, 5,000 points. 5,000 again off the lower bank. Can't save it off the bounce from the slingshot. And a delicate shot doesn't quite pay off. Bounced over the lit lane. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try to hit the move spot rollover, which will convert the target to this target, and then maybe on the way there we'll change the target. It's a trick shot of sorts. Nearly hit it. Completed the first half, but not the second. There's not really any lanes there. A skill shot of sorts. I guess it's what you could call a skill shot into that lit lane for 5,000. The target I want is still lit. See, now the spot mover is directly in the way. It's really my best attempt at hitting that. And we hit it, but the target got moved on the way there. But now we've set up something else. We can try to change the target to this one using this little rollover. Nope, we hit it before we could hit the rollover. So I guess the best thing to do now is just try to clear out the targets and start anew. Because once you clear out all the targets, you light the special on the lit target. which I'm pretty sure is set to just a free credit, but on some versions it may be set to an extra ball. I'm not completely sure. We do have a lit target though. 5,000 points. See if we can get that to feed back to one of our lower flippers. See if we can at least try to cycle it around our target. 5,000 points off the lit in lane. Oh, missed that, but we're sitting pretty here with 45,900 points. See if I can feed into the right in lane. Bit of a tough shot, but it will kind of move outwards and go straight down the middle. And I guess we could go for one more if we wanted. Try to best our best score. I guess the worst that could happen there is an outlane feed, which would still give us 5,000 points. Far right targets are lit on both banks. 5,000 points off one of them. Now it's the far left targets. Ball sitting delicately on that upper flipper. 5,000. If you're feeling feisty, you can... I think we just got 5,000 off one of those targets. If you're feeling feisty, you can try to hit the targets from the upper flippers, but you can also drop a lot of them if you're not careful. So, best to be conservative there. Third from the left. 5,000 points. It cost us our ball, but we are halfway to our last score already. 28,280. I've said that number before. Shoot it back in there. See if we can do the on-the-way target switch. 5,000 off the lit in lane. Now it's in a tough spot, but as they tend to say, nothing is impossible. We moved the spot over to a little bit of a desert. I guess if our shot is really careful, we can hit the rollover and then hit that target right of the lit target. We did it! 5,000 points. We are having a much better round than we did. Alright, we got a little target. That was... you know, I don't really have any words for that. But we've still got the lit target. It's a pretty easy shot, 5,000 points. Some bumper action. Regaining control is not an option. We do have that lit in lane there, so I'm going to attempt to... well, that was a little hard. Went over the move spot, and now that far right target is lit. Longest shot in pinball for 5,000 points. I'm not sure if it actually is, but it makes sense. We're at 63,140. Can't save it off the bounce from the slingshot. And that will end our round at 64,640. And I think that's a pretty good run through. Thank you for watching Gradarius Pinball. I love doing these videos. And I'm glad we got to play such a great table today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.